This is one of those games where you know who's coming in here. Lincoln Riley. He's one of the best offensive coaches, the last 10 to 15 years in college football. And
scary.
He knows how to put yards up, and he's not an air raid guy necessarily. He runs the ball.
Oh, he runs the hell out of it.
And that's what worries you about this matchup is USC, is going to come in with an offense that's going to try to get you off balance and spread you out and run it.
Here's what the deal is. I talked about their D lines. That's not scary. Their O line's more scary because they're really athletic. I know people around here aren't big fans of Jerry DiNardo, but DiNardo. All right.
Jerry DiNardo.
Clarity. I need some clarity. Let me take a drink. DiNardo.
Put the gin down.
Wow, Sean, really? DiNardo impressed upon me that this is a big athletic pullers, guys that move in space, gap scheme. They run power. They'll run outside zone, inside zone, but they'll pull guys, and they're athletic pullers. So, oh God, yeah, Nebraska's gonna have its handful.
They're three deep on the running back position. Wayman Jordan, Eli Sanders, and King Miller. All of them have respectable rushing numbers. The duo, they have 25, 33 runs of 10 plus yards.
Yeah, they've been banged up there, but according to Butler, you can get down to number 4, and they're good. They're good.
And that physicality and athleticism extends the perimeter too. John Butler was talking about how they have receivers that can play tight end and line up at tight end. They have tight ends that can line up out wide and play wide receiver. And they're not only ability to mix and match personnel, but those players' willingness to block. I think that's kind of been a separator for them in getting that run game going is they've been able to attack the perimeter and utilize some size mismatches against smaller defensive backs. So, when Deshaun Singleton today was talking about stopping their offense, he said tackling. Tackling is going to be the number one thing with this game for Nebraska's defense because they're going to be isolated on the perimeter. They're going to find ways to get USC's playmakers the ball in space, and those one-on-one tacklings, being able to shed a block and get the tackle is going to be imperative for them to keep that offense off track.
And Maeva will run it a little bit. I mean, he's only scrambled 3 times on the year, but then he's got about 12 to 15 design runs where they'll run him, and he's got 4 rushing touchdowns. So he too will be a weapon for them, especially in those 3rd and shorts.
Oh yeah,
he was a year ago.
Yeah, he's a big dude that can run. I don't know what. I don't see his size listed. He's probably about 6'4", got to be in the 230 range, right? He's a problem. And then look at Makai Lemon's stats. The receiver, Makai Lemon, 48 catches. 48 catches. The next highest on the team is 24. Lemon is interesting because he's not long and lean. He's not that sort of vintage USC receiver that you think of. He's probably, I don't know, if he's 6'1", I'd be surprised. So he doesn't wow you when he trots out there, but man, they go to him. That Illinois game, they just kept going to him. They out in Champaign, but they'll have some racehorses too. But Lemon's their best offensive player.
6'4", 230.
That's what they say on Makai Lemon.
Is Maeva.
Oh, Maeva.
Makai Lemon is 5'11", 195.
Right. He's
a little guy.
No, yeah, he doesn't wow you, but he just gets it done.
But he's one of the most dynamic receivers in the country, not just the Big Ten, but in the country.
And Maeva is 20 of 35 on deep throws this year. So he's as good of a deep ball thrower as there is in the conference.
Scary.
20 of 35 for 7. So 20 completions have gone for 730 yards.
Yeah, Nebraska pass rush just so, right? This year.
And
they got to commit. My read on that is you got to commit a lot of guys to get there. I mean, you got to bring 5.
They dialed it up last week.
Yeah.
And even though they didn't get sacks, they got pressure when they needed to. Mm-hmm. They altered throws, and they impacted the quarterback's comfort in the pocket. So even if you're not – and they batted some balls down at the line too. So, I mean, I thought that they did a better job of – even though they weren't getting sacks or tackles for loss, they were disrupting plays with their aggression. I think that has to continue this week.
Maeva is really good over the middle between the hashes. He's 39 of 43 on throws of 0 to 10 yards. He's 19 of 33 over the middle for 317, but he's 9 for 12 on deep balls over the middle.
Yeah, you notice I'm not crowning their defense quite like you did, Sean, but I'm not. They're good on offense.
Yeah, but Maeva's throwing, especially in the middle of the field, is going to be a real test for Rex Guthrie and Deshaun Singleton and those linebackers, because he does a lot of damage in the middle.
They're averaging 530 yards. They're the number 1 pass offense in the country. Now, here's a stat, though, that I didn't realize till Saturday. Nebraska has not allowed 400 yards this year.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, Nebraska's not allowed 400 yards.
Because they've done a good job with time of possession.
Yeah, it's the first time Nebraska hasn't allowed 400 yards in 8 games since 2009. You got to go way back. So that's good. That's a feather in John Butler's cap.
I'm very intrigued by the Sierra Wright angle too.
Yes.
With this, obviously, I mean, he's already faced USC as a former Trojan himself last year, and I remember that that was a little chippy, or like a lot of talking going on. Like, guys were talking to him, he was talking right back. I think there was almost like a little dust up along the sideline at one point during that game. So we'll see like what the emotions are this time around, because it's not quite as fresh. But I'm also curious to see, like, teams have been shying away from Sierra Wright so much, like all season long. Does USC try to go at him a little bit?
I wonder.
Could this be the game where he's tested more so than he's been all season? I would anticipate, just given the volume in which USC throws the ball, the talent they have at wide receiver, and them kind of, maybe wanting to prove a point a little bit.
Nebraska subbed a lot last week. I just wonder, can they get away with that? Because it does drop off when you bring some of those guys that play.
USC goes fast.
I don't know if they'll be able to.
USC goes fast
because they did that just to kind of negate Northwestern's power run game, like, because they were just getting bigger personnel
because they knew it was going to be running.
Yes, and they were trying to keep that front fresh because of how physical Northwestern was going. I mean, 40 rushes a game, like they were anticipating it being a kind of a fist fight. Maybe that's not the case this year, where they need more speed on the field.
This offense is going to look markedly different than Northwestern.
Why do you say that?
Good God.
No. Yeah, this but you got to figure the crowd noise can be an intangible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
colder conditions, the ball, you just don't throw as good when it's cold.
You don't, and the crowd has to bring it.
Staff's calling on it too.
Yeah.
Rule called on it. Butler called on it. The players called on it. Like, they need the crowd to be like Miami 2014, Colorado last year. Good.
The refs you suck chant. Yeah, really. Rule like that.
Rule likes the venom. And in a game like this, that can be a difference.
You see that in PBA. I mean, every game Nebraska basketball plays in like the Big Ten, I mean, the PBA crowd really gets on the refs.
Refs you suck. You don't hear that at Memorial Stadium very much, do you?
No, that was about as loud as I could ever remember something like that.
The refs you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Then I was walking Bullitt that night, and there's some kids out playing soccer in the playground. And they're saying, refs you suck. I was amazed.
I was amazed that they got the cheer going as loud as they did. I mean, somebody had to start that.
It wasn't just the student section. Like, normally that's mostly where it comes from, but that felt stadium wide, and deservingly so.
Yeah,
disastrous call.
A lot of Lincoln High grads out there.
I still don't.
We bring the heat, baby.
Yeah, you do.
I still don't understand how they were awarded a first down on that fourth down.
I've never heard anybody say anything else than that. Of everybody I've talked to, is like, that's one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
And
how did they not
review too?
Yeah,
like, what's the point of review?
That call changed the game. Nebraska would have got the ball back up 2 scores.
Yeah, somebody needs to look into it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just, there were a lot of calls all throughout the Big Ten.
What I'm saying is the Big Ten needs to look into that.
Just hope the Mafia is not involved in this one.
Chauncey.
Terry Rozier.